Long-awaited inquest began into the tragic death of Soleiman Faqiri in Central East Correctional Centre in Lindsay. A report from Ontario's chief forensic psychiatrist and subsequent OPP investigation found that while in custody, Mr. Faqiri was beaten, pepper sprayed twice, and restrained face down, all leading to his death. Yet after 3 police investigations, 1 by the Kawartha Lakes Police Service and 2 by the OPP, no charges were laid. The coroner's inquest has already revealed more disturbing information about Mr. Faqiri's death, including a graphic 24-minute video of his last moments. To the Premier, will you support the reinvestigation of Mr. Faqiri's death in light of the overwhelming evidence and commit to finally giving his family the justice and closure that they deserve?
The Solicitor General.
Well, thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank you to my colleague across for the question. Any death is too many, Mr. Speaker. Any death is a tragedy. And as my friend knows opposite, we do not speak to an ongoing inquest. It would be completely inappropriate. She also knows, Mr. Speaker, that the purpose of an inquest is to determine the circumstances surrounding a death and, if appropriate, make recommendations that may prevent further deaths. Our government continuously works to make sure policies in corrections are in line with best practices. Again, Mr. Speaker, this is a complex issue, and we cannot speak to an ongoing inquest.
Supplementary.
Speaker, Mr. Faqiri's death demonstrates how harmful it is when mental illness is criminalized in our justice system. Mr. Faqiri was held in solitary confinement while waiting to be assessed for mental health treatment. His family wants answers about why Mr. Faqiri was not transferred to a hospital earlier, why they weren't able to visit him, and what may he have experienced during his 11 days in custody. Ontarians deserve systemic change in our justice system, Speaker, and people in mental health crisis deserve help, not violence. Aside from Mr. Faqiri's family, racialized Black, Indigenous communities across the province are closely monitoring the recommendation coming out of the coroner's inquest. To the Premier, what will this government do to take steps to address the deadly mix of systemic discrimination and mental health stigma in the justice and correctional systems?
Solicitor General.
Well, thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I want to thank the member for the question. As I said before, as it relates to the inquest, we cannot comment on it. It would be inappropriate. But, Mr. Speaker, we are taking steps to ensure that deaths in custody do not occur. Work is underway to improve corrections in Ontario, including historic investments in infrastructure and hiring over 1,500 new people. We've invested in facilities that meet the cultural needs of Indigenous inmates, as an example, such as smudging spaces and sweat lodges and teaching lodges. Mr. Speaker, I've seen for myself as I've toured our correctional complexes. I have met with the Native Inmate Liaison Officers, the NILOs. I've met with the chaplains. Mr. Speaker, I stay close in contact with the OPSEO union representatives as well. And in the end of the day, Mr. Speaker, our government is taking this matter seriously, and we will reduce where possible and eliminate inmate experiences in segregation conditions.